Ah, Karens. Those infamous, privileged white women who want everything their way. As much as we hate to see them and their shenanigans online, it's hard not to stop and think, wow, she's really out here looking like a clown. Rudeness is not a good look. But some of these Karens have taken their BS too far and have faced legal consequences for it. So that's what we're going to look into today. We're counting down the top 5 Karens who were arrested. What's good, internet buddies? I'm your host, Bree Room, back at it again with the white vans, and welcome back to IO. Don't forget to check out this playlist we have for you guys here, and also stay tuned until the end because I'm going to be reading out some of your comments. Starting us off at number 5, Mask Karen. There have been a lot of Karens who've been upset about the whole wear a mask thing. One of these infamous Karens had been arrested in Melbourne for not complying with the law stating that everyone must wear a mask and those who fail to do so will be hit with $200 fines. This Karen had been seen on 2 separate occasions fighting with employees of various department stores over her not wearing a mask. I'm gonna take a moment to say, wear a mask. Please. It's people like this who are the reason that Halloween is cancelled this year. Please just put a piece of cloth over your face. Anyway, this woman was approached by officers after a hostile situation started to get out of hand, and the woman kept saying that it was unlawful for them to ask her to wear a mask. No, it's not. This Karen really wouldn't take no for an answer, but they rarely do, so that's really not surprising. This Karen kept getting hostile with the officers and was even handcuffed. She was not happy with that and even claimed that her arrest was also unlawful and that the legislation was fraudulent, it didn't apply to her, and that it only applies to dead people. I'm not quite sure where that came from, Karen, but that's certainly not correct. The Karen was later released but came back to the station days later in order to request that her name be removed from the record or she would press legal action against the police department. She is by far one of the most Karens out there. In at number 4, Staircase Karen. You may be familiar with the viral video of a racist Karen confronting a woman who was working out in a park. The 2 women bumped into each other on the staircase and chaos ensued. The Karen then hurled a slew of racist remarks at the woman, saying things like, get out of this country, get out of this state, get out of this world, and using some not so nice language. All of this because you bumped into each other on a freaking staircase? And apparently there was more than enough room on the stairs for her to not even come close to the other woman. Obviously, this Karen has some deep-rooted issues. This woman acted like she was so entitled, like the stairs were the gateway to heaven or something. Like, lady, this is a park, a public place with other people. Karen urged the woman to put the footage of the incident online, and she said that everyone will beat the crap out of her for this. Again, why so aggressive? After the footage was posted online, city officials got a hold of it and began an investigation into the angry Staircase Karen. Luckily, she was found by authorities and was charged with misdemeanor battery. At number 3, Burger Karen. This one's my favorite. The story of Burger Karen, that's what I'm calling her, comes from Reddit user DripGodRob. This Karen made quite the spectacle at a local burger joint. I'm guessing because she was hangry? The Reddit user goes on to tell the story about how during a lunch or dinner rush, a Karen got very upset about the burger she received. This burger place sells the Impossible Burger, which is plant-based, and when they wrap it they put a distinct sticker on it as to not get it confused with other meat-based meals. So Karen goes ahead and buys an Impossible Burger. Then a few minutes later comes back up to the cash screaming that her burger is wrong and that she demanded a new one. In NBA All-Star fashion, she chucks the burger into the trash and demands a new one, but the manager, upon checking her order, reveals that she actually got the right order and that she was mistaken. Now, the golden rule when it comes to dealing with Karens is to never tell them that they're wrong. That's what triggers their kill switch. This Karen got pissed and she started to come behind the counter and threaten the workers, as Karens do, until an employee decided to make her another burger just to shut her up. Meanwhile, the cops are on the way. When the officers finally show up, they try to get her to leave the restaurant, but she refuses. Instead, she decides to start beating up the officers, and this leads to her arrest. This lady must have been a real grumpy goober after not getting her burger, cause man, this was a spectacle. Coming in at number 2, Chipotle Karen. Coming out of Orion Township, Michigan, a Karen and her husband, what do you call a male Karen? A Ken? I don't know. A Karen and a Ken were arrested after pulling a gun on a mother and child outside of a Chipotle. 15-year-old Michaela Green told the story about how the Karen, whose real name is Julian Wustenberg, bumped into her as she was exiting the restaurant. Michaela said excuse you to the woman, and in natural Karen fashion she clapped back. She began cussing out the teenagers, saying things like, "You're invading my personal space." Soon Michaela's mother Tequila came over to protect her daughter, and that's when things got even more heated, when the mother called her a racist. Karens don't like being called racist. Miss Wustenberg clapped back by saying that she's not a racist and that no one is racist, and then she got into her car. As they started to reverse, Michaela's mother indicated to Michaela, who was filming the whole thing, that she thought that the Karen was going to hit them with her car. In an effort to stop the car from hitting her and her daughter, Tequila hit the back of Karen's car, prompting Karen and her husband to exit the vehicle with their guns drawn and pointed at the pair. Michaela and her mother were heard in the video to be calling for the police, and that's when the Karen and Ken drove away. The two were later caught by police and charged with assault. I guess Karen was just mad that day because she didn't want to pay extra for guac. And finally at number 1, Cough Karen. This next Karenism comes out of Jacksonville, Florida, because of course it's Florida. And I can say that because I'm from Florida. The Karen in this instance is named Deborah Hunter, and she had a meltdown in a Pier 1 Imports. In a video captured by a woman named Heather Sprague, we see this Karen character getting pretty heated with the store's employees because she was unable to return a damaged item. I used to work at Winners, which is very similar to Pier 1, and I've gotta say that with stores like this, you get a lot of Karens coming away. I've had my fair share of Karens who think that it's their right to insult you when you can't refund them for their stained white blouse that they got on discount. Anyway, this Florida Karen was seen getting increasingly belligerent until she saw that she was being filmed. Karens don't like being filmed. They only like filming you. Karen went over to the woman filming her and said, "I think I'm going to get real close to you and cough on you." Mind you, this incident took place in the midst of the pandemic, so coughing on someone was considered a Also, the woman she coughed on just so happened to be a cancer patient who was in the middle of getting treatment for a brain tumor. Karen legit coughed on someone who was already immunocompromised. After this, Karen was arrested for assault, as she rightfully should have been. In a time like this, the fact that people are using their coughs as weapons against people is absolutely disgusting. Man, Karens are just too much. Now let's get into reading some of your comments from our Bella Thorne OnlyFans video. Sean Wilson says, "Well, hello again, my dear. Love the outfit." Thank you. I love your outfit, Sean. Radiant says, I'm posting on there right now getting 2 million. Go get your coin, sis. Do it. Patty with an A says, "Can I please get a shout out?" Well, since you asked nicely, I suppose you can. Alright friends, there you have it, the top 5 Karens who were arrested. Why are there so many angry people in the world, and why do they all think they're so entitled? Sound off in the comments section, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content. That's all your girls got for today, so TTFN my dudes. I've had my fair share of Karens who think that it's to stop the car from hitting her and her daughter, Tequila hit the back of Karen's car, prompting Tequila hit the back of Karen's car. Tequila. Sounds like tequila.